RVBN, The Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great MBTA video blogs, and tons more. Collection of my work goes back to June of 2014 on various social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now, 7:35 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. About 32 degrees out right now. It's going to be going into the lower 50s. Above average temperatures for this time of year. It's not going to be 70 though, but we'll take it for this time of year because it could be snowing or raining or whatever. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. The Boston Celtics beat the Detroit Pistons by a score of 104-98 last night. It's Happy International Polar Bear Day. And at the Oscars last night, La La Land won for Best Picture. Oh wait, they didn't win. It was Moonlight. That was a big goof up. It was a big goof up. And OJ Made in America won for Best Documentary. So, congratulations to those people who produced those movies. So, that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my first video blog subject of the day. Coming in March to the RVBN video blogs, March Madness. Lots of good blogs coming in March. Check them out. RVBN, time now 7:37 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. Angelo, gonna go to Market Basket today to scratch off $1,000,000 scratch tickets. He'll win nothing. I'm back. My first video blog subject of the day is about the continuation of the top 10 list of everything and anything. I've now reached the top 10 best coaches and managers in New York sports history. This is a very, very impressive list. And here are the top 10 of them. Number 10 on this list of the greatest coaches and managers in New York sports history, Lester Patrick. Lester Patrick was the first coach of the New York Rangers, leading them to the 1928 Stanley Cup championship. Lester Patrick actually played goaltender in one of the Stanley Cup Finals games against the Montreal Maroons because his regular goaltender got injured, so he had to suit him up to save the game for the Rangers. Number 9 on this list of the top 10 greatest coaches and managers in New York sports history, Gil Hodges. Gil Hodges managed the Mets for about 5 years in the late 60s, early 70s. He led the Mets to the World Series championship in 1969. They were the Miracle Mets. Have to do a video blog on the Miracle Mets sometime in the near future, so check it out. Number 8 on this list of the best coaches / managers in New York sports history, Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin was the coach of the New York Football Giants for close to 10 years. He led them to 2 Super Bowl championships. And they beat the New England Patriots both times. Tom's probably going to be going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a coach soon. Number 7 on this list of the best coaches and managers in New York sports history, Billy Martin. Billy Martin had 5 stints as New York Yankees manager. He won a World Series with them in 1977, and he always would get fired by George Steinbrenner, but George Steinbrenner would always bring him back. One of the baseball's most famous characters. And if Billy Martin did not pass away on Christmas night 1989 in a car accident, George Steinbrenner would have probably brought him back for his 6th tour of duty with the New York Yankees sometime in 1990. That would have been a guarantee. Number 6 on this list of the greatest coaches slash managers in New York sports history. Al Arbour. Al Arbour had led the New York Islanders to 4 straight Stanley Cup winning teams in the 1980s. He had 2 stints with the New York Islanders, and he coached 1,500 games with the Islanders. That's amazing. He's going to have a video blog coming on Thursday, so look for that. Number 5 on this list of the best managers slash coaches in New York City sports history, Joe Torre. Joe Torre led the New York Yankees to 4 World Series championships and managed the Yankees for 12 years. They always made the playoffs under Joe Torre's reign. Number 4 on this list of the greatest best coaches slash managers in New York sports history, Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells was the coach of the New York Football Giants for about 8 seasons, leading them to 2 Super Bowl winning victories. Pro Football Hall of Famer. Later on, Bill Parcells coached the Jets for 3 seasons. Number 3 on this list of the best managers slash coaches in New York sports history, Red Holtzman. Red Holtzman was the New York Knicks coach for many years in the 60s and 70s, leading them to their only NBA championships in 1970 and 1973, beating the Lakers. Most wins by any New York Knicks coach. Number 2 on this list of the greatest coaches slash managers in New York sports history, Joe McCarthy. Joe McCarthy was the manager of the New York Yankees back in the 30s and 40s, leading them to several World Series victories. And number 1 on this list of the best coaches slash managers in New York sports history, Casey Stengel, the little professor. Casey managed the New York Yankees for many years in the 40s and 50s and early 60s, managing them to several World Series championships. Later on, he was the first manager of the New York Mets, and they were horrible for those years he managed them. Casey Stengel's number 37 is retired by both the Yankees and the Mets. And that's about it on that. I'll be back later, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus with 2 more video blogs for you. First video blog will be about my TV network, and the third and final video blog of the night will be about the MSG WWE House Show card review from the world's most famous arena on June 14th of 1986. Keep calm, everybody. I'm on Julie Bunny Guy, Molly Rose Blood, WCCO, Oxen Ass Nice Legs, Elizabeth That's So Stunning, She's the Best, Amy Squeezy's Awesome Amy, Linda Church of WPIX Channel of New York, such a Rocking Cougars, got the best legs in New York City. And in the words of Dr. Tom Mashaki, former principal of BMHS, this action will not be tolerated in BMHS. If I did that in class, I could get seriously disciplinary action.